Thank you, assistants. Thank you.
Respect.
Thank you.
Respect.
Okay, right. Thank you to my assistants, please, everyone. Okay. Look, I made notes. I feel like I'm like the third speaker at the high school debate, and I go, okay, so I've got to wrap up. I'm going to pick up on what everyone else has said, so I'm going to try, but I've only got a few things from you, Kim and Maddie. There's so much awesome, Kim, so much awesome, Maddie. Thank you. Really lovely presentation. Actually, I'll pick up on something that came to mind for me when I was listening to Kim, actually. In 1989, I moved to Sydney, went to Sydney University and studied... What do you think I studied? Just as a guess. Any guesses?
IT.
No, not IT?
Literature.
Yes? What kind?
Poetry.
Sort of, Australian literature. I studied Australian literature. My degree is in Australian literature.
So's mine.
Oh yeah, sorry, I should introduce Fiona Wright, my first employee at Pure and Applied.
And another one.
Comes back for more. Anyway, I just offered her more money actually. Anyway, it kind of ties into something Maddie was talking about too, about the academy and how the academy can sometimes be cumbersome and lumbering and, study to read. There was an amazing Italian writer actually called Italo Calvino, and he wrote a book, actually it was a lecture series, which he was going to deliver in New York. He wrote it in Italian. It was called 6 Memos for the New Millennium. He wrote it in 1985. He died, I think, in 1988, before he could deliver the lectures. He only wrote 5 of them, so the 6th one was really only a name. I'm not going to give you the content, but I'm going to tell you the titles of the lectures, and I think that they really resonate for what we do. So remember, this is 1985, and these are memos for the next millennium. How long ago is that? Like
1985.
Yeah.
I don't know, I wasn't born.
Who was born in? Let's not go there. Okay, these are the things that Italo Calvino thought were important for the new millennium. Lightness, quickness, exactitude, visibility, multiplicity, and the one he didn't write, consistency. And that kind of, there's something in that, I think, for us UXers, don't you think? Is there nodding? Can we have some nodding? Yeah, okay. Whatever. Okay, so, a couple of things about my talk. What time do we need to finish?
8. You've got 13 minutes.
Whoa, okay. Lock and load. How many more jokes do you want to hear, or should we just get to the content?
Get to content.
Okay, right. Obviously the jokes don't rate. Fine. We'll talk about... if anyone wants to talk to me about Jacob's Java ring later, I'm good for a bit of mileage on that. Anyway, so... Look, let's I won't talk about my business. Let's get right into what I think is a working, I guess, a description of what I call UX righteousness. It's basically this: I'm right and you're wrong. Right? That's where righteousness kind of resides. And better yet, someone else, neither of us likes, is really wrong. And I'm going to let you and everyone know about it in a kind of superior and passive-aggressive tweet or 10, a spray. So it's what I think of is, I think it's a kind of a performance. It's a kind of reputational kind of smackdown, and yes, I'll get to examples. But firstly, I think I'd like to go to a distraction, if I may. Have your indulgence for just one more little jokey moment. Where's my helper on the runner? Yep. Okay, has anyone here been to theatre sports?
Yeah.
No. Okay. Yes. Okay. What happens at theatre sports when the crowd's getting a bit like? What do they say?
I don't know, because we're all really pumped.
Do they say minties? Does anyone have that? Minties? Okay, right. Runner, stand up. Can you all say minties?
Minties!
Throw some. Just throw them.
Just minties?
Yeah, no, everything. Throw it. Just throw it at them. Right, throw it. Okay, more. Oh, the jerky's out early. That was for later. You meant to save the jerky. Okay, you want to know. Okay, right, so when you get bored, just someone say, minties! And so what's your name?
Craig.
Craig will run around throwing minties. Or not minties. Okay, you got it?
Jerky.
No, wait. Wait till you get bored. Is that Pekatich? Where's Pekatich, you troublemaker? Okay, right. So now, firstly, to even do this talk, I presumed a certain righteousness of my own, right? So if I'm going to talk about UX righteousness, that's me kind of being righteous. That's me kind of pointing to them and go, that's righteousness right there, and I don't like it. Okay, so look, let's just all sort of acknowledge that. I mean, do you all see that? You see me being righteous about that? Is there a kind of thread of that in this? Okay, so let's all just say, yes, that's a thing. I see it, you see it. Let's call it irony. We'll debrief later at the bar. Okay, clear on that? Suspend disbelief. Okay, we'll come back to it. I think it's worth it. Okay, so irony is acknowledged. Can we just have a quick show of hands? Have you witnessed UX righteousness in your life? Have you witnessed it? Yep. A few of you? Great. Can someone give me an example, just like off the top of your head, something just really righteous, you go, Jesus, that's righteous, about UX? No, okay, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, have you been on the receiving end of someone being righteous at you about UX? Like they're pointing at you and they're going, I'm righteous! No? Well, you're lucky. Actually, it'll be a great day in your life when that happens. You remember back to me talking about UX righteousness and you go, oh, there's a thing. Okay, have you ever delivered some righteousness? No. Old hands, come on, you all stay. Yeah, come on, Eric. Eric, have you delivered righteousness? Yep. Ben, you got some righteous, I reckon. Where are you? Having a pee. Oh, there you go. Okay, anyway. Where am I? I made a note here about Socrates too. I just want you to know that I'm sophisticated. All right. Okay, we'll move on. So. Anyway, yeah, me too. So I've been righteous too, I've been bad, and apart from this talk, I have done it before. I did it around the time where I thought Jacob Nielsen was really right about stuff, and I wanted to let people know, because I read his damn book, I wanted to let people know about the web-safe colour palette. Who's heard about that? Who remembers that? Show your age. Come on, web-safe colour palette. Young'uns, do you know what I'm talking about? There's young people here. Can someone just say, I'm a young person, I don't know what you're talking about? Great, that's good. We've moved, that is how far we have moved. Just Googling for you later. Okay, so I remember I was at Optus in 1999 or 98, and I was in the intranet team. How lowly a start, how humble a start for me. And I was talking to the public-facing marketing web team, like full of old hands, who've been working on the web since 1996. Let me tell you about the early days of the web. 1998, man, you should have been there in 96. Saw some stuff. Anyway, so I remember being bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, just taking in Jacob Nielsen, going, Jacob's great, Jacob's great. And I'm just I'm at the table, I'm at this great big meeting table at Optus, and I'm so wanting to jump across from intranet to internet, you know that little jump, you go, oh, I'm out, I'm free, I'm public-facing. And I just sort of, I thought my way to do this was to impress them about my book learning from Jacob. And they were kind of talking about, I don't know what they're talking about, you know what I wasn't doing? Active listening. Yeah, no active listening from me. Anyway, so I thought, I was just sitting there, eager to find the moment where I could talk about the website colour palette, and I kind of interjected rudely at some point. I said, but, what about the website colour palette? There's only 256 colours we can use safely. And they sort of looked at me like, the guy who was heading it up sort of looked down the table like, who's that guy down the end being righteous at me? And what a dick. Okay. That's what I now know he would have been thinking. He, to his eternal credit, said nothing, and just went on with the meeting, and next item is making money from internet. so that was the way. But I've had plenty of other examples. Anyway, we will get to more examples too, but I want to get to why bother, what's at stake? Like, why care about righteousness? What happens when we're righteous? Righteous is, I mean, yeah, it kind of leaves you with a funny kind of negative feeling, but does it really hurt? Because there's those times where you just go, oh, fuck, it's hard. You know, we're trying so hard to represent the user, and the product guys don't get it, and the design guys are futzing about, and they're fiddling around making it beautiful and aesthetic, and what about the user? So you got to go down this kind of rabbit hole, and then you just burst and you express publicly, right? So that's the problem. And it actually sets everything back. And I'll tell you why. Because when you start being righteous at people directly, or even indirectly, kind of on another forum where you think no one's listening, like, oh, I don't know, Twitter, what actually happens is, well, someone is listening, a lot of people are listening, there's a lot of kind of echo chamber of, yeah, right, dude, that's so true. When they get it wrong, they really get it wrong. When they don't think about the users, it's broken, and we should stop that shit, it's bad. But also listening are the product people, the designers, the clients, everyone's listening to you do that shit. Not you. You don't do that, right? But that's my point. Like, everyone's actually listening. They're seeing you be righteous, and they're hearing you be righteous, and it actually means they stop listening. And what happens when people stop listening to you? Do they do the thing you think they should do? We just have some, like, heads going, no. That's what happens when we get righteous. People stop listening. When they stop listening, you just lost them. And they're not going to do that thing. And actually, who suffers? The people you care about. The users, the product suffers, the business suffers, everyone suffers. So that's why I think righteousness is actually a problem. Anyway, the end. Let's have some examples, real life examples from Twitter. Harvested today, fresh from the garden, foraged from the internet. I have my lovely assistant Fiona. Can I just say before we get into it, how would you rate her on the usable aesthetic scale?
In that dress?
Bring it. Oh, yeah, we bring it. Okay, so, Fee, serve one up.
The last thing this industry needs is more hipster scrotes who think dressing like a Liberal Party PR douche is creative.
Okay, what do we think? Should we rate these on a scale of 0 to 10, 10 being like, that's righteous. Funny. We're not going to, by the way, we're not going to name anyone. Like, we're not going to out anyone as like the source of this stuff. So if it's you, you don't have to pull a face. We're not going to say it's you. We don't even know what you look like, right? Do you have another one?
Yeah.
The idea must be big enough to seem profound, but still be remembered by half-wits and used in a PowerPoint prezo.
Ah, yeah. You hear it, don't you? Have you ever been tempted to think or say that? I have. Okay, another one?
I don't write research findings, I write prescriptions.
One of the things that happened a long time ago in a business I worked in a galaxy far, far away, Surrey Hills, we had a client called, it was a government department, it might have been called, I won't say what it's called, because it sort of gives too much away. I was the UXer on the project. I'd done some of my best government work. Anyway, I had handed over to a colleague who I had brought across from the previous job. I kind of said to my boss, oh, this guy's probably pretty good, should get him over. It's so hard to find UXers these days, don't you find? Anyway, so I got this guy over and he sat down, he kind of taken over this project, and he kind of got it, he got the irrits with the client at some point, and he just, you know what he did? He wrote a tweet. Yeah, and he did one of those tweets which is kind of righteous, but also tagged the client on their kind of thing. Oh, yeah, you hear it, don't you? He tagged the client on their corporate, kind of the corporate account, like at client name, at government department. And you know what? The funny thing happened. They didn't spend too much time waiting around before they rang our boss and said, "What gives, dude? You can't criticise us like that, especially when it's your work, right?" Yeah, he lost his job. So that's what can happen too, by the way. You can lose your job, which is a kind of quite a dramatic thing. It's a really evident thing when you get too righteous and you say it the wrong way in the wrong place at the wrong time. You can lose your job. Or the other thing that happens is if you get righteous and everyone tunes out, you actually don't know what's going on, but you never get invited back. And if you've ever never been invited back, three. If you've ever never been invited back, you might want to just ponder on that for a moment. You might want to reflect upon, did I get too righteous there? Did I lose the product guys? Did I really poke them in the eye? Lord.
We're all about the customer. That's why our execs tell their juniors to get an agency to hire consultants to run a focus group.
Yeah, execs always get it wrong, right? Don't they? They're the bad guys at the top not getting shit. Look, one of the things I think that happens for us as UXers, we brought into... actually, who here has ever said or been told that they represent the user?
What, by the person that you're talking
No, have you said it to the client, or has the client said it to you, or... Yeah, okay. That's just a little bit problematic. You've got to be really careful when someone says to you, or you feel like you want to say, I represent the user in this conversation. Because firstly, everyone goes, oh, okay, yeah, right. First thing that happens is they go, oh, yeah, that's why we hired that guy. Yeah, okay, so represent the user, dude. Tell us what the user would want. And what you feel like you're invited to say is, everything's wrong, right? And how people aren't really getting it. I mean, I'm kind of generalising here. Oh, where's Maddie, by the way? Maddie? Who is it? Yeah. It's stacks of opinion up here. Yeah. Oh, you don't hear you saying it's not about opinions, it's about facts? It's okay. Where is he? He's hiding.
He's backing away.
You know, earlier you were saying like you were about facts, not opinions. Which is good. I think we absolutely need that. I'm all about opinion, in case anyone was wondering. So let's take some opinions. I completely endorse facts, though, by the way. But most of what I'm giving you is an opinion. And what do I've got lost. What was I talking about?
Middies.
Yep, middies. Thank you. No, go around the room, dude. Go round. Go round. Exercise yourself. We're losing them. It's down to you. Make it die.
There's a reason we called you runner.
Yeah, what? Run. Get fired. There's people over here who are... Look, there's hands in the air. Okay. You know what? I lost track of my thought. How many minutes have we got?
Would you like another example?
One. Yeah, one more. One more to go.
If founder dating set out to create a confusing, befuddling, off-putting user experience, then I say, mission accomplished.
Didn't get a date, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, look, that's it for me. I think I've covered it. Hang on, let's just see if I had any kind of finishing kind of thought. Oh, yeah, okay, right. Oh, yeah, that's it. Oh, peace out. Somewhere in this room are the helpers I need. Maddie Shrek, can you come up here actually? I just need you to operate your machine for me for a moment. I'll tell you what it is in a moment. Who here can sketch? No one. I see you, Eric Sheed, up there. Can you sketch?
Broken up, sorry.
Okay. No one here can sketch. Really, no one.
She can.
She's tweeting. I need someone to tweet too. That's you. Righto, good. No one's...
Oh, I'll sketch.
Okay, can't start, sorry.
I'll sketch.
Okay, great. Actually, I had another job for you. Can you go... Fiona, can you come up front? I'll change your plan, darling. Come up front. Yes, you can sketch. Can you come up here too? Can the person who I spoke to earlier, who is a creative project manager, come up front? Is she still here? Where is she? You guys are giving me nothing. There you are, come on. Okay, has anyone here ever been a photographer's assistant? Up front. Can I have someone who... writing here. Someone who can... Oh, someone who can tweet, that's you. And someone who can just be a runner for me. Like a runner, like do stuff. Thanks, come on, dude. Okay. Okay, so you...
Is my job sketching?
Oh, I'll tell you the job in a moment. Okay, so I'm going to give all these people jobs. The first job I'm going to give is to Maddie Shrek. Maddie Shrek, you've got to get a web browser up here and Google for us all, for our enjoyment. Jacob Nielsen, space. Yep, space, Java, space, ring. Yep, go.
Yep.
Get us the image results. Images, that's right. This one here, top left.
Oh, he's so sexy.
Okay, there's Jacob Nielsen in, I think, 1998, showing off it's wearable tech. It's a ring with Java, a running Java app in it. So Jacob's been in wearables for a long time. And I can answer the question for you too, Maddie, about where you got that photo. From Jacob's website, because if you go to Jacob's website, somewhere buried away in there are higher res photos of Jacob doing stuff like this. And that one you had up before, I bet that's on his website as well. So that's where the photo came from. How do I know? Because I used to pay a lot of attention to Jacob in a way which leads me tonight to talk to you about UX righteousness. So there's actually a thread. Okay, now, it's also, as Lisa said, my UX 21st birthday. Who here actually believes that? Thank you. It's a bit of a reach. Kind of made up, but let's see. You can hit me up later and say, justify it, dude. Tell me the story. Is it true? You've really been in UX for 21 years? And I'll tell you later. But what do you do on someone's birthday? What else? Sing? Yes, what do you sing? Okay, could you all please be upstanding? Who's going to lead? Ben Pekatich, could you start?
Happy birthday to you.
Bring it.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday
Now, may you all live and work in UX long enough to celebrate your UX 21st. Actually, is anyone here who's like UX 25? I should defer to. Is like, oh my god, you're so old. Eric Sheed? No, okay. Okay, so ask me later. Now, I've just got to do a few little briefings here. I'm going to brief these helpers who have so graciously come up to join me. Thanks, Maddie. Could you shut that down? Actually, I need someone to run the Atlassian thing here. Who can do that? Who can make this screen disappear? Is that Maddie? Thanks. So, Maddie, pack up, sit down, enjoy the show. Thank you. Oh, and extra applause, by the way. That was so impressive. They're ripped up. Okay, where's my creative project assistant? Okay, so, we're going dark here, we're going to huddle. Talk about, actually, oh, it's really off. Okay, so, could you all turn to someone next to you and talk about your day? You've got 3 minutes, start now. Okay, so.